this mohair is giving me a lot of troubles. Kind of looks like a spider. I need all hands on deck. So we're back with another color crochet challenge. I know you guys love them. I love them. For anybody new, hi, I'm Celeste. I make a lot of crochet content. I also just kind of film anything random that goes on in my life. So how this challenge started out was that I had a really big yarn stash, but I also just recently reorganized my yarn stash and I'm so proud of it. I can clearly see all the colors that I have. I did a little room makeover. I just wanted a way to use all of my yarn without buying new yarn. Obviously, here's the different types of purple that I have. This obviously doesn't account for all of the repeat skeins that I have. There's a lot more. I'm not going to limit myself to having it monochrome purple. I'm allowing myself to use other colors to enhance the purple. I always said this, but I think in the fiber arts, purple is the most underrated color. I don't see a lot of projects with purple. All the more reason why this video is going to be really interesting. I'm excited for you to see the projects and also just crochet with me. Let's go! Before I move on, I do want to share that I'll be using a lot of tutorials and inspiration boards, which I will link down below. But as you may notice from my other videos, I tend to freehand a lot. And this year, I really want to put more effort into making tutorials on this channel for you guys. Hint, hint, I'm actually making one for a project in this video. So I've been looking for tools that would help me better explain my process for you all, which is why I'm so excited to say that Skillshare is the sponsor of today's video. This time I'm learning how to animate on Procreate Dreams with Lisa Bardot. She breaks down the 3 main ways to animate in a way that feels really approachable, even if you've never animated before. I have never animated before. Sometimes a small drawing or a little animation explains more than I ever could with words. Skillshare has a lot of classes taught by world-class creatives, so that's artists, designers, entrepreneurs, plus the first 500 people to use the link in my description or scan this QR code will receive a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. Get started today. I didn't explain this first project, the very first project, and we're off to a fantastic start. I'm gonna make a bonnet. This is a pattern that I actually made when I first revamped my TikTok specifically for crochet content. Basically, I wanted to try it in a different color, and so I chose that light purple. Hello everyone! I think I literally posted 2 videos in the time frame of then until now. Finished the base of the bonnet. I did my hair. I realized sometimes when I wear bonnets, my face feels very narrow and I'm like, did I make it wrong? Did I make it too tight? One hack that I found out is that my hair has to be very floofy underneath, that way when I put the bonnet on top, it has shape. It's kind of like when you wear a petticoat under a skirt, it gives it that shape. This part is really the main thing that my pattern is teaching you, because I feel like the other things are just accessories. And then now all I really need to do is, when I mean accessories, I mean anything on the top right here that I want to add. And also strands for bonnets. You can make it a really thick strand or a thin strand. I was trying to figure out what to do with this purple color. I was kind of struggling. I think originally I wanted to make a winter style bonnet for this, so that purple and the white. Getting inspired by purple is really challenging for me because I realized I don't wear a lot of purple. I don't have a lot of purple things. and I get inspired by the things around me. And the only purple thing that I have are these earrings, drop earrings. If I made the strap kind of like a chain, and then as I'm working down I have little butterflies, and then I have a couple of those, so it kind of mimics this detail. Also be cool to have a little trail of butterflies come up here too. Okay, so I was just messing around. I think I settled on one. This is how it looks like. You just work into the chain, so you keep working. I did a couple of double crochets, then half double crochets, half double crochets, double crochets. You basically work around the same stitch like this, and then I slip stitched, and then I chained 2 to go across, and then I slip stitched here, and then I kept working down the chain, and I kept repeating that process. I'm gonna have another strand here, and I'm gonna alternate the butterflies by just changing how long the chains are. I finished almost all of the little strands. I'm on my last strand, which is technically the shortest strand, so I alternate heights, but this is how much string I have left. Playing some serious yarn chicken right now. A little update, I did lose yarn chicken, so this one is a lot shorter, but it was nice because I was able to end on a butterfly, so that's fine. I can live with it. It's got wabi sabi. So right now I'm trying to figure out the types of appliques to put on this. I was thinking about using this fuzzy white yarn. You really can't tell. I made a butterfly. Yeah? Butterfly? I'm gonna see if maybe trimming it helps. We'll see. Guys, look at how cute this is. It's like a little hair beret. Oh my god. It worked directly into my trash can, so hopefully that mitigated some of the fuzz. Because I've heard once you work with this yarn, you're gonna see it everywhere. You can kind of see it in my camera. Working with this yarn is purely just vibes. You're like 70% sure if you're actually doing it right. Just to compare, this is the before and this is the after. So this is the tail that I'm gonna use to just tie it on the inside. This, or maybe higher. Ooh, kind of like higher. That's cute. Okay. Let's go. I'm at Hobby Lobby right now because they're doing a yarn sale. We're gonna watch Wicked right after. It's my fit.
Do a little twirl. Yes.
I'm so excited. Wicked was so good. I grew up watching musical theater and doing musical theater, so I already knew everything going into it. I'm continuing this bonnet, and I actually ordered pendants, little pendants that are shaped like butterflies. I'm gonna use the silver ones, and then I'm just gonna sporadically attach them along the chains. I don't really want to grab my pliers, so I'm gonna use 2 tweezers instead. Turned out. I really like it. It's so cute. Try tying this top right here. When I think of the prettiest thing that purple could be, I usually think of flowers, and out of them I really like orchids. And I know that there was a trend with orchids going on in the past year. I don't know guys, sometimes I'm really late to trends. But I saw this photo of an orchid beanie and I thought that that was so pretty and it would be really nice to make a purple version of it. And I made this beanie. I'll show in the upcoming clips myself kind of making it, but it's a very repetitive process. I actually didn't want a fold over beanie because the orchid has the design, and I thought it would be hard to incorporate the design if the beanie was folded over, and this is what I ended up with. I did the slip much ribbing like this. And I actually made it too short, and so I added a single crochet rim. So this right here is just the single crochet part, and I'm actually really happy. What's the thing that Bob Ross says? Happy little mistakes. Now I have to decide what colors to use for the orchid. Which colors? I have this too, so these two could actually work really well together. And then have white kind of be the accent tone. I'm a little stuck right now because I was drawing out on my iPad some of the colorways. There's a couple that I like more than others. I'm just more confused than ever. I like the last option, or the second to last option, best. So I think I'm gonna try that. I'm following this tutorial for the orchid. This is super awkward, but I finished the orchid parts and I actually really love the shape of it, but I feel like on the hat it's a little too big. Like I want it a little bit smaller, so letting you guys know, it's I'm gonna make it smaller. Basically what happens is it works up in chains on a magic ring, so it's like one chain, then 3 chains all on a magic ring, and it works up there. But what I'm gonna do is make these chains smaller so that when I work up, the petals are gonna be shorter, if that makes sense. So I will update you guys once I have a better size. Made the orchid smaller. I also attached a pearl right here, and I just went in and sewed in some details. Kind of looks like a spider, but we're not gonna think about that. So I'm just attaching it to the side. I don't really want it to be in the front. I would rather just keep it to the side, like this, and then attach it. Guys, are we ready? I'm so inspired right now. I can make so many of these beanies with different flowers and different color combinations. I love the style of beanie that I just made up. I tend to do this a lot. I follow tutorials and then I just kind of hodgepodge them together. This project is complete. Hi guys, I'm just about to get ready for bed and I'm preparing for my next project. I was trying to figure out what to do with this chenille purple yarn. My options were a little limited. I narrowed it down to Ditto from Pokemon. I don't really play Pokemon. A purple cow or a purple penguin. There was also the purple Care Bear. I was heavily considering this one. Anyways, ultimately I settled on this purple jellycat bunny. I was specifically looking at the ones that have the little fabric lining on them. Instead of fabric though, I have this floral chenille yarn. If you watched my pink crochet vlog, you would recognize this. The only thing is that this chenille yarn is a lot thicker than the purple. So what I'm doing is double stranding it. That's why we have a whole heap right now, because I took the 2 ends, except it's... I think for tonight, I'm just gonna reball this, and then I'll start the project on another time. Hi guys, I felt like I had to give you an update because I ran out of yarn. I just ordered some more. I would have had plenty of yarn if I just single stranded, but remember, the reason why I'm double stranding is because the other chenille yarn that I'm working with is much thicker. This is the head. I got the body done like this. I got 2 of the arms done like this. Then this is all of the yarn that's left over, so just need to wait for that yarn to come. All I need to make left are the 2 legs and the ears. I will update you guys when I get my new yarn. Hi guys, I just tried doing a side part and I kind of really like it. Anyways, hello everyone. I forgot where I left off because I haven't worked on this project since Thanksgiving. It's been over a week and I forgot all that I updated you on. I have almost every single part of the body done. So the 2 legs here and then the arms. And right now I'm working into the color changing. I actually got one of the ears already done. Ta-da! Insert comparison photo. Does it not look exactly like it? In the pattern, the ears work up in a circle and it extends upwards. And so I'm just color changing at a specific point. The magic ring itself is all purple, and then slowly coming up, I'm just color changing. And I'm just going to keep color changing in the exact same position. Pretty simple. This requires a little bit of focus because I'm working with so many strands. Okay guys, are we ready to see it? 3, 2, 1. So cute! I just added some regular pink yarn for the nose. I've been using this yarn. This is like very thick Bernat blanket yarn. You usually hand knit blankets with that. A while ago I made a blanket, but it was put in the wash without me knowing about it. All of the yarn basically like shriveled up. It's such a waste to just throw it out. So I've just been using that yarn as stuffing. Because of that though, the bunny is very, very heavy. It's not too heavy, but it is pretty weighted. Velvety chenille yarn is kind of hard to capture in camera. It always comes out really weird. I promise you it looks better in person. Hi guys, this is me from the future and I'm here to tell you about my next project because I started it and worked on it and finished it before filming a clip about me explaining it. Anyways, this next project is something that I've wanted to do for such a long time. It was some variation of an off-the-shoulder top. By the way, I want to make an oversized version, so not something that is super fitting. I really like the look of off-the-shoulders for my body type. But the thing is, I was scourging online for so many different variations of the off-the-shoulder top, and all the photos that I really liked didn't have tutorials. So I just decided to freehand it. And I also thought it would be cool to just document my process and try to make a tutorial. Hello everyone. I'm filming a tutorial for this top. I'm not gonna lie, like a lot of the things that I'm freehanding or making written patterns for, I feel like are objectively really easy. So I'm always like when you guys ask for tutorials, but if you guys want tutorials, you guys deserve it. I already finished the first front panel, so this is what it looks like. And I got this swaggy microphone for Christmas. Testing, 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 testing. This is me far away. Testing, testing, testing. I just thought it might be easier for tutorials because the phone is pretty far away, which means the microphone is really far away. So this would be really helpful. I don't know if I'm gonna use it all the time for my vlogs because you guys are like right here. Okay. We're going to watch a family Christmas movie, so that's why I had to hurry up and finish just the beginning parts, like just show you guys in the tutorial how to start it. It's just repeated rows. It's double crochets and slip stitches alternating in the back loop only, and then I'm going to tell you to keep repeating it. So I'm just going to do those repeated rows
while I watch.
Little choices. It only took me 2 days to see how special you are. Okay, ready?
I'm using a Karen Super Soft acrylic yarn. Would I recommend acrylic yarn for clothes? No. But I just really liked the color of that yarn. I'm hoping that because it's baggy, it won't have as much problems as normal clothes with acrylic yarn have. You know, when it's too tight on your skin, it's like sticking, you tend to sweat really easily. And hopefully because it's baggy, it won't really feel as acrylic-y. So yeah.
Hello everyone. So it's been a good minute since I recorded anything. It's been basically, here is a recap of everything that I did from the last time that I filmed myself recording. My friend hosted a collage night and that was really cutesy, but I didn't really know anyone there. And then I was getting really hungry. I'm really craving cookies right now. So I got myself a sweet treat. I got myself a box of sweet treats. I think I'm gonna start my period or something, but I haven't had crumble in a really long time. If you are familiar with crumble cookies, you'll know that each cookie is equivalent to a cake, and I bought 4 of them for mainly myself. And then my family took a road trip to Vegas, so we had to get up at like 5 a.m. I brought my crochet things, but I didn't really do that. Instead, I was like getting really delirious. I was getting really cracked up over stop signs that were in serif fonts. Why? I made it very clear about how disturbed I was. And then we went to a diner in the middle of nowhere, and next to the diner there was this like sculpture garden with, I can't even explain. We were very amused as a family. That was a very fun experience. We went to these rocks. It's called the 7 Magic Mountains. It was okay. Oh, but then I guess my highlight of the trip was watching The Wizard of Oz at the Spheres. That was really nice. It was very interactive. Like, we saw this and we saw that, and there was apples falling from the sky, and I got an apple. We all got apples, but then I gave my apple away to the little kid behind me because and so here we are. I would say that's maybe like a 2 or 3 week interval. Basically almost done with this top. I decided to have some scalloped edging on the sleeves as well. I like the wide look of this. I need to finish the end.
Alright, here is the final product. Ta-da! The back side, you can see the slip stitches, but it's the back side. I really like the scalloped edging here and here. And then in the bottom, I also added, what do you call it? It was around 16 chains down. And then I just kept single crocheting. Kept single crocheting up and down in the back loop only. Y'all remember this book? This book that I said I would finish? I think I'm around halfway. Because this is the only purple book that I have, I thought it would be cute to do a little mini photo shoot with this. I might go on my couch and just kind of like... It's been such a long time. I'll insert some photos here. I think this project used 5 skeins of yarn. I'll put the math on how many yards that is or how many grams that is because I don't really know right now. This is the amount of yarn that I have left over. I might block it later down the road or give it a steam. I want it to feel a little bit more baggy, but not right now because I'm kind of on a time crunch and I'm trying to get this video out really soon. Look at this crumb. Oh, this is my best one yet. If you watched my pink color crochet video, you saw that I got this really pretty it's like a mohair silk blend yarn, but it had different colors. When it's in a ball, I feel like the purple and the pinks really stood out. And so I was thinking about using that for this next project with purple. I wanted to make kind of those bonnets that you see everywhere. My main source of inspiration are these photos and Amazingish Grace. Now is the time to share that. Sometimes on my TikTok, what do you mean you saw my video? What do you mean by that? You've seen me on your phone. I exist on your phone. Anyways, Celeste, I think you should cut that out. When I was working with it, I realized that it had more colors than I thought it was going to have. It's basically a rainbow colored yarn. I was doing different swatches. At first I thought I was going to use a white color, but it just didn't really give as much purple as I wanted it to. So I ended up pairing it with a thinner gray yarn. I used that for this teddy bear keychain that I did for my previous video. If you guys remember the Ralph Lauren bear keychain that I made, it's the same yarn. When I put them together, I feel like it cools down the rainbow variation. I think I like that pairing a lot more. Alright. So I just finished the base of the hood, and then I wanted to have the ribbing be a slightly different color. I wasn't really sure how harsh a white would look. I ended up also using the mohair with the white. We'll see how this looks. This is kind of how it looks like. For the ribbing, it's just alternating front post and back post stitches, double crochet. I'm kind of freehanding this as I go, but I think I found a really good tutorial right over here. I am watching Stranger Things right now. I think I'm reaching the end of season 3 and it's so good. Here is the final look. I think this side shows more of the purple and this side is more of the rainbow bits. So you can argue that this project doesn't belong in this video, but because it's my video, I say yes. I think it can pass. And I made the bows really long. I made one strand longer so that I could tie it in a bow. I wore this to Tahoe, Lake Tahoe, and it was really nice. I took some pictures. It wasn't as cold as I thought it was gonna be. It was really sunny. I had Justin take some photos. They're really awkward photos, so I'm not really sure how I'm gonna post it. I also had Justin take some photos too. It fits him better. So with the leftover yarn, I'm thinking, because I paired it with other yarn in my last project, I think I'm gonna try a project where I just use it on its own. And I'm thinking about triple stranding it. And if you've ever seen the hack, there's a hack where you can triple strand the yarn with the same skein so that you don't have to use separate balls or the different ends of a ball.
I've got to stop filming without explaining it. I'm making hand warmers, which is just a really large square and then you slip stitch along the edges. I was trying to do the thing where you make smaller stitches to make it tighter on your wrists. Yeah, mohair doesn't stretch, so this is me unraveling it. Surprisingly, it frogged really well. Enjoy, because this was so satisfying for me.
I made 2 identical panels and right now they're sort of attached in the middle. The first rectangle that I did, I feel like the gauge was too tight, and then when I was doing my second one I ran out of yarn, so I just up the hook size by 1. Sometimes I do that, like when I'm on a limited stash of yarn, what I end up doing is working on 2 different ends and then just having them meet in the middle. I think in my original plan I was trying to do really long gloves, and it was supposed to be really lacy and have buttons down the sides. The buttons that I was planning to use are so cute. They look like this. And with the stitch that I was doing, it's like yarn over slip stitches, so it looks like you're doing a half double crochet, but then you end up slip stitching instead of yarn over and pull through 3. It's not very meshy. It's still really thick. So yeah, I'm not really sure what to do. I'm not sure how much mohair is gonna stretch, and even then it might be a little bit uncomfortable. It could work. This mohair is giving me a lot of troubles. And I would probably do 3 buttons. Hi guys, so these are the finished hand warmers. Ta-da! Every time I wear hand warmers, even though it's not the most accurate analogy, I feel like kind of from Psyche K. Alright, so my next project is going to be the Tangled Sundrop flower. The Tangled flower from Tangled. In my green color crochet video, I made Pascal. So I thought that it would be such a cute pairing. Little crossover project. Even though the flower is mainly yellow, the inner flower parts are purple. I think it could work. Hi guys, I'm hitting up another cafe. I'm gonna resume the flower parts. I need 3 more of the inner purple flower bits. I have a couple hours to kill, so I'm going to do that.
You're gonna go surprise.
Good morning, everyone. So, this week I've been waking up much earlier than I usually do.
Oh, I wake up really late.
I have all of the parts for my flowers, and now it's just time for me to assemble. As you can see, I was working with 2 different color yellows to give it a little bit more dimension, but I ran out. So I ended up doing 3 that have that double layered effect, and then 3 that's just one color of yellow. It kind of looks like a banana. A banana. It looks like a banana. And then I have the inside of these. I have my stick that I'm going to shorten the length of. I have a lot of green. With the remaining purple yarn, I made these lavenders, these scrap flowers. I also have Pascal right here to keep me company. And now all that's left to do is just hot glue, and I think I'm going to do that off camera, and I'll give you guys an update once it's all done, because I need all hands on deck. I can't hot glue and then record, and I will see you guys when the project is finished. Hi guys, I am so tired. So as you saw, I did a little compilation because I realized that I don't post on my other platforms. This is the flower. It's so cool. This is really big. There's so many different versions where you can kind of use fairy lights. I'm assuming that it's the battery powered ones, and you kind of wrap it around maybe the stems right here. And then I also assembled some flowers. I think I packed it a little too tightly, so it looks like a different flower, but not really a lavender. I really like crochet flowers that look very wispy. I will admit though, it's much harder. It's just a lot of tedious work individually putting everything. It's so cute. And then Pascal is right here. Sorry, this is his good side. I think it would be really cool either to make it a bouquet, or if I make it like a basket. I sometimes have a hard time knowing what to do with flower bouquets because practically, where are you gonna put it? Unless you have a dedicated space for it. But what I can get behind is making a basket or already having a cute basket. It's just easier to hold, easier to move around if you're still kind of figuring out your space. I will definitely insert some photos about what I'm talking about. So there are 2 ways to go with this, you know, make it a bouquet or make it a basket. That is my last project complete. And I'm really proud of myself for getting through so much of my yarn. Let's see. Whoa. Wait, this is crazy. Oh, okay. We remember the yarn stash that we had before, right? I only have this much left. I still have, this is cotton yarn. Saving this for a different project where I do a randomized combination of colors. And then finally, I just have the leftover chenille yarn, which I know is gonna get used up so quickly. Literally, I narrowed down my stash by this much, and I'm so proud of myself. But I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I don't know how long this video is, but I have a feeling it's gonna be really long. So yeah. If you guys are new here, then make sure to check out my other videos because I did some other colors. But if you guys have been watching for a long time, thank you so much. It's crazy how fast this channel is growing. Even if I'm not consistently posting, it's still like really cool to read all your messages. And it's really cute knowing that as you're watching my video, you're also doing your own projects. So yeah, crazy guys. This is my first crochet video of 2026. So I think that's all I have to say. See you guys next time.